Hello, Worm fans. This is Worm, otherwise known as Joel Trudeau, and please excuse the shaky camera. I'm a nervous wreck right now because I'm not a big fan of speaking to either two cameras or behind cameras or yeah. So yeah, I'm Worm from Worm Food Studios. If you haven't heard of me or it, you may find me at facebook.com/youarewormfood or email me at wormfoodstudios@gmail.com. I also have several things for sale on Etsy. If you feel so obliged, take a look. There will be more shortly. So, this is the steampunk inspired skull that I made for a friend as trade. As you can tell, it's a skull on a stand, and yeah, it took me on and off 2 months to do. I have a full-time job, so I can't do too much at once. So yeah, I'll try to get as many angles here as I can. The idea of this video was to really show it off because I won't see it anytime soon because I'm delivering it to Erica tomorrow, and it will be gone and I will not see it maybe again. I don't know. Possibly. So it's plaster skull cast from silicone mold that I made the original skull out of epoxy sculpt. So I cast it in plaster, did the details, the teeth. The teeth the fangs I made out of epoxy sculpt white, which you can't tell because they're kind of dirty. It has a monocle, and I wanted to make it look like a cyborg. It has these two brass e-stop buttons or something some crap that I took from the garbage bin at work. Some capacitors are located around its head in various spots. And out of the brass fittings here, or the buttons, or whatever the hell they are, I made 2 wire horns, and they feed into the back of the skull here. And it took so long to make this thing because I'm an idiot. Mainly because I always make things difficult. Like I spent the time to sculpt the damage on the skull, and I just imagined it like damage from having these things thrust inside there. The base is oak. An oak board that I got from a craft store, and there's an iron post with a bracket that's screwed down, and wires wrapped around it. I tried to hide the bracket and the post as best I could. Yeah, so more wires. There's these big chunky capacitors back here. Yeah, so and there's more damage up over here. If you can see that, or I'm blocking the light, possibly. This is the first time I've actually molded a skull, or made a skull. I can't draw them for shit, so I thought maybe making one would help me draw them better. We'll see about that. Yeah, so all this wire is all secondhand, or it's all from garbage bins at my work. This piece here, the eyepiece, is from a camera, I believe. This stuff, the bits and pieces, are just chunks that I glued on the base. I dirtied up the base, and it's actually got, if you can see that, really gross hairs and stuff, stains, and mind you, they're all supposed to be there. I'm not a big fan of clean or things that are symmetrical, so that's why you mainly see things on one side and not others. yeah, so actually in this particular sculpture, which is my first one I've ever used a soldering iron on, and I'll give you a little taste of what, ooh, flashing eyeball. So yeah, I used a strobe LED inside the eye. I know this camera is probably making you nauseated. Yeah, so the flashing orange LED in his eye socket. There was supposed to be two lights. There are two lights in each one in each of these horns. But for some reason, this one crapped out on me about 8 times, and I prayed to God that it would work. But it worked up to the point where I had to glue this piece in, and it failed again. So I said, screw it, I'm not messing with this anymore. So I said, I'm moving on. But yeah, there's a red LED in here. You could probably see it, or not, I don't know. Oh, there it goes. I'm sure it's a lot more impressive in the dark, I'm hoping. Yeah, so this is the sculpture I've been talking about, and I'm not allowed to show pictures of it. Well, I don't want to show pictures of it until Erica sees it herself when I deliver it tomorrow. So here it is, and I'll post this video on YouTube and my Facebook page because I'm quite proud of it. And not proud of much these days, but this is it. This is something I took a lot of time, and I enjoy it making it. I've got pancake ass from sitting on my workbench or my work stool for so long, and probably a bruised tailbone. Also, actually, I should mention this little ditty right there is my signature, Joel Trudeau. It's on a plastic cast of one of my wisdom teeth that's permanently affixed to the base. So yeah, I like gross stuff. I don't know. Let me know if you like it. I'm planning on making more because I have the mold to make more skulls. So I will be making more. Whether or not they're cyborgs in the future, we'll see. Anyways, thank you for watching, and want to give a shout out to all my worm fans. From my Facebook page, I'm also on Twitter. I never barely use it, but it's there. Alright, so enjoy, and feel free to email me, and if you want me to make you one, we can discuss details and costs and what have you. Alright, thank you very much. Keep it wormy.